Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. There's been a couple updates in the DC Extended Universe, and I'll go over that before the big bomb that happened today. So the first things first is a little bit of update from that Green Lantern news that came out yesterday. Apparently, Daniel RPK went into it further that Warner Brothers is looking at actors in their late 20s and early 30s to play John Stewart in Green Lantern Corps. Um, he also revealed the news in response to 42-year-old This Is Us actor Sterling K. Brown saying he'd be interested in a role. So I guess he's just saying it's not going to be Sterling K. Brown, Idris Elba. It also crosses Tyrese Gibson off, even though he could play 30s, I guess. But they're looking for a younger actor. So that even adds more fuel to the fire that says Hal Jordan's going to be an older mentor to a younger John Stewart. And that's why they had all those rumors about like Tom Cruise being Hal Jordan. But, it's been a while since we've heard anything about Green Lantern Corps. And it seems like Christopher McQuarrie had reportedly passed on the opportunity to direct it. But it's Warner Brothers still hard at work on it if this new rumor is to be believed. So this is coming from Batman-news.com. Next up is a little bit on Suicide Squad 2. Gotham writer Todd Stashwick is co-writing Suicide Squad 2. This is coming from Heroic Hollywood. Gotham writer Todd Stashwick has announced he is co-writing the upcoming Suicide Squad sequel with Gavin O'Connor. Stashwick made the announcement on today's episode of DC Movie News on Popcorn Talk, and it will be co-writing the script with O'Connor, who will co-write and direct Suicide Squad 2. Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Will Smith have already been confirmed to be returning for the sequel. Production on the project is expected to begin this year in October in Toronto. Plot details remain under wraps, however. The story will reportedly center on the supervillain team's mission to find a terrifying new weapon of mass destruction that happens to be Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, and I guess that would pave way to the Black Adam movie. Now, interesting, Gotham writer Todd Stashwick. We're having a little bit more DC Comics experience in doing the writing for it, so that could always be a good thing. But my interest is it's Gavin O'Connor, right? It's Gavin O'Connor. He used to work with Ben Affleck in that movie. What was that movie called? Anyway, what was that movie called? Shoot. Gavin O'Connor. The Accountant. Yeah. He used to work with Ben Affleck on The Accountant, and Ben Affleck was a badass in The Accountant. So could it be that Ben Affleck could cameo once again as the Batman in Suicide Squad 2? I think that would be a missed opportunity if they don't do that. So I'm having high hopes for Suicide Squad 2 to have more inclusion of Batman. And if it is paving a way for a Black Adam, that's kind of like a setup film altogether. But we'll see a little bit more of that, and hopefully it actually does happen. It's to shoot in October. We'll find out at hopefully San Diego Comic-Con. Now the next news bit is it's not too big of a news, but it does kind of give us a little bit a thing good to hear about the DC Extended Universe is that Warner Brothers promotes Justice League Batman v Superman casting director to head off feature casting. This is from Heroic Hollywood once again. Deadline reports Warner Brothers Pictures President of Production and Development Courtney Valenti has announced that Christy Carlson, who was the casting director in numerous DC films, has been promoted to head to feature casting. Now, casting hasn't been a real issue for these movies. I think they're pretty spot on for the most part. I haven't had any issues about them. You may scratch your head a little bit, but once you watch the film, you're like, oh, right, they got it right. They got the character right. And also, it comes down to the director, too, wanting that actor or that actress to be that role. role, so it's not a big deal, but just to know that the person who was able to bring these actors and actresses towards the front of the line is for the Justice League and the DC Extended Universe. If you're happy with the choices, be happy that those same type of choices will be continued for the future of the DCU films. Now, this newest, the biggest biggest bomb today, okay, is Zack Snyder posting 2 pictures. Okay, he's posting 2 pictures, not just 1 picture, 2 pictures at relatively the same time. The first one is about, it looks like the history scene in Justice League, and it is the Kingdom of Men. Or he calls it the King of Men in the picture. And you see the king there, you see his loyal warriors behind him, and this is the part where you're thinking, this is probably the part where they bury the actual mother box, right? And it could be that they've actually had lines, these things. Maybe the history scene was longer. It wasn't more of a narration. It could be, I'm just speculating. And maybe there was more to it. We haven't seen this part. It cuts to them putting the box into the ground and shoveling on top of the camera. So that's all we have of that. So that's interesting. King of Men. Another Justice League scene. And then we get another scene, another little picture of the crew. Justice League, July 2016, traveling to the con. You see Gal Gadot, you see Ray Fisher, Ezra Miller, and who is that in the background? Why, that's Henry Cavill as Superman, probably Instagramming or doing something with his texting Batman, like somebody said. But that's from July 2016 when they're traveling to the con to show off Justice League for the first time. And now, very interesting, I can't see, but Sam had actually told me that if you look real closely at the camera, he put it on Twitter, that is actually possibly the first time we saw Batman v Superman, the scene where he turns on the signal and you see Superman in the air with the red eyes. So when you really look close, you can see the bat signal there. It could be just a screensaver, but that's an interesting catch there, and he put it right there. It's almost, it's weird that Zack Snyder sets up his shots in a way that he has to set up. It's not an accident. He sets it up so you know what's going on. And I'm looking, people are like, oh, that's great, awesome, Justice League, okay, cool. Oh, okay, that's from 2016, traveling to the con. And I'm like, yo, don't you see what's happening here? He posted a scene from Justice League, and he posted a group going to Comic-Con. Comic-Con is next month, man. Comic-Con is next month. Why are you showing us this now? Has something happened where you have talked to somebody and you're actually going to be at San Diego Comic-Con? What is Zack Snyder going to do as San Diego Comic-Con? What was the first picture again? Oh, right. The first picture was Justice League. Snyder's Justice League. Are you trying to tell us the first picture and the second picture released at relatively the same time? Are you saying that your Snyder cut, or a director's cut, will be announced at the San Diego Comic-Con next month? Maybe even bring everybody together to announce it? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to imply here? Are you playing at our heartstrings? And so I had to tweet that out. Like, come on. Should I be freaking out right about now? Because isn't it, why is nobody else seeing that? And some people were seeing that, but it didn't blow up. And I'm like, you gotta see that. You gotta see that what he's doing here. If I think what he's doing here, a lot of people says he doesn't do things by accident. He doesn't do things by coincidence. He knows exactly what he's positioning, what he's doing when he posts stuff, when he likes stuff. He's very, very intimate in that respect. And so I put that on Vero, right? I just put it up, and I'm like, I know it may mean nothing, But Zack posting a JL pic and a Comic-Con pic, coincidence? San Diego Comic-Con is next month. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. A lot of people liked it. There's a lot of shares and stuff. But, I got to be honest. Like someone told me, you probably are waiting to see if Zack Snyder liked it. And boom, Zack Snyder liked it. I was literally I was in the car, right? And I got a buzz. And I'm like, someone told me, dude, check out your Vero. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh, you liked it. But why? Why did you? Are you saying that it's just a coincidence? Or maybe you're laughing at it like, oh, you think it's cute. So you think jail's gonna be a sin? No, that's not really. Or is he really implying here, like how some people, insiders, have said? Now, not official insiders, but people like Paulus have said that he could be going to San Diego Comic-Con. They're going to announce Snyder Cut at San Diego Comic-Con. Justice League is dying on the grapevine in terms of media sales. Of course, we don't know about digital sales. But in terms of media in comparison to other DCEU movies, this is it. Walter Hamada is going to come out on stage and he's going to come out and says, this is the DCEU, and this I'm going to announce. Here's coming on stage now, Mr. Zack Snyder. And everyone's like, and Zack Snyder comes on, and he's going to announce the Snyder Cut, and we're going to go ballistic. I'm going to be crying in my couch. I mean, I was like, I'm screaming. I'm literally screaming when I saw him like that picture. My first thought was like, oh my God, did he just confirm something? Did he just confirm something? Or did he just like it because he saw the two pictures that he posted and like, oh, well, look, Chris likes the picture. I didn't tag him in it. I didn't tag him in it. Shit. I didn't tag him in it, but he saw it anyway, right? So I don't know what it means. I don't know. But my heart and my brain is going into the hype meter direction, right? And it's hard not to go there because I am a very hopeful person. I believe I have faith. I believe in hope. I believe in things that could possibly happen. And just seeing that just makes me feel like it's going to get there. Despite people saying it's a pipe dream, it's not going to happen, none of that exists. But I don't know. I mean, is it all just a coincidence? Is it just that? I mean, I'm excited. I'm so excited right now because one, I'm very happy that Zack Snyder actually, sees me in a way, and it's weird to see my posting on Heroic Hollywood, and they called me a raving fan. Okay, great. Yeah. But and seeing that, I mean, it's not I don't care if I just want to see your movie. I mean, it's just, I just want to see it. It just brings me back to Justice League. When you're watching the theater, I enjoyed it as a Justice League a feature. Like if it was an animated movie, a live action animated movie, sure. It's like Justice League War, some of Jay Oliver's material. Although those were, I think, if those were actually turned into live action, would have been way better. But sure. But there was a bit of disappointment, and I couldn't figure out why until you watched it again. You're like, this is not actually Zack Snyder's, because you're watching it again. You're looking at the credits. You're staring at the part where it says directed by Zack Snyder. Directed by Zack Snyder. And you're looking at that, I was like, why do I feel like this is not a Zack Snyder film? Why do I feel like this is disconnecting from the movie from before? why don't I feel that special need to really get into it and be superbly happy coming out like how I did with Man of Steel, with Batman v Superman? Why? And that need has not gone away. And now we're coming to a point here where there is a certain a date, where a possibility of actually announcing to the world that this thing exists. Not between us fans, not between us through the emails and through the DMs and stuff like that. People who, honestly, I've never seen your face before. Like, I don't know if you're real. I don't know if what you're saying, your source, is real. For the benefit of the doubt, I trust you firsthand, and then I try to look into details later, okay? But it's amazing to think that from the time before all this about San Diego Comic-Con, and from where the media keeps saying there's no cut, there's nothing that, there is little hopes and hints and things, even Zack Snyder coming out and doing very interesting things. I mean, for a guy who's probably not going to be the DCEU movie anymore, DCEU anymore, for a guy who's people said has moved on already, boy, does he take a lot of effort, to post every day, not every day, but post very often about the movie that he made, about Justice League, about Batman v Superman. He posted a lot about the DC Extended Universe. If I'm gone from a certain job, I don't go back and say, hey, this is the time I Xeroxed something. It's that passion that he continues to have, as if he's still here. And like he says, I'm still around. I'm still around. And with that fact, and plus the fact that there is a giant event coming for comic books, comic fans, movies, some games, not really, that's E3. And so there's this huge thing coming down the line, right? There's this huge thing. There's a new DC Films president. Everything has changed after Justice League. You could say it was just financial, sure. But if it was just financial, they wouldn't mess with the creative team. They're totally obliterated the creative team here. They could have kept on going. They could have, John Berg and Jeff Johns, they could have kept on going. Says, you know what, Justice League was just a match, but look at the reviews. It's saying that's not the direction we wanted. They're going the right direction. Obviously, they didn't listen to them. They said, nope, that was a catastrophe. Nope, let's go back. So, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm speculating anyway. But there's a giant date now that we can pinpoint on now. That date will be the decider here, hopefully, to say whether we were right or whether we were wrong, right? But even if we were wrong, if Warner Brothers is not willing to come out on that stage and tell everybody in the room of Hall H, everybody in the world who's listening, like myself, or even reading about it on a couch, if I don't hear the words, quote unquote, the Snyder Cut does not exist, please stop asking for it, then we're still going to keep asking for it. And it seems like Zack Snyder wants us to either keep asking for it, but I like to think that he's telling that it's coming out. That's what I want to believe. That's the signs I see. Okay? And I want to get to this quote here, and this is actually perfect for this type of situation. This is Mel Gibson's character in Signs. He said this. Graham Hess, that's his character. He said this. People break down into two groups. When they experience something lucky, group number one sees it as much more than luck, more than coincidence. They see it as a sign, evidence that there is someone up there watching out for them. Group number two sees it as just as pure luck, just a happy turn of chance. See, what you have to ask yourself is, what kind of person are you? Are you the kind that sees signs, that sees miracles? Or do you believe that people just get lucky? Or look at the question this way. Is it possible that there are no coincidences? Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.